It's Friday morning. Just got home from work a couple hours ago, and just wanted to come on here because it's such a lovely early spring morning here in South Louisiana. It's like 100% humidity, a little fog. It's like 75 degrees. Probably going to rain in a few hours, but hey, it is what it is. Uh, First, I want to say it was good to see Israel. Uh, Team Red Bulls. Yeah. Okay then. Uh, what's up, Cuban? Now, I saw where Israel, half the bottom of the map, was he uploaded a video yesterday. It was good to see him again. Again, I know things have been slow. There's really not much to talk about. They uh they Katie, what's up? They being the establishment of Miami Hurricane football did not want us to see the spring game, you know, unless you wanted the lucky 500. And the thing about the spring game, the reason I know the spring game doesn't count, okay? But for me personally, it's a way to see it's a way to kind of establish a control in the experiment, if you know what I'm talking about. In other words, it kind of gives us an idea, a very early rough draft, and I capitalize rough, of what the players are looking like. You know, see what we're looking at, ground floor, and we could take that and then move on throughout this whatever. And I just wanted to see what things were. And if you remember, well, I don't know. I was talking about, I think it was on the X, but and I think I talked about it on the Patio perspective, the last one. But you know, the with them not televising the spring game, the CCC. Oh, I'm going hard. The CCC has this right here. All you saw was highlights. They didn't show you the whole game. Oh, you know, but I'm not going to get in all that. It is what it is. It was what it was. But oh, yeah, it was good to see Israel. If you haven't checked it out, go check him out. He just put it out yesterday. Um, so the topic of the day, in case you've been living under a rock, the NFL draft started last night. Um, Cam Cam went number one, first round, first pick, which I think he deserves it. I mean, this this patio perspective is in any way to disrespect Cam and what he's done to work his ass off to get where he is. I believe Cam deserves every bit of it. The thing that the thing that gets me is, the CCC. Here they go. Here they go. Cam goes one. Next thing you know, Mario is this almighty quarterback developer. Okay. Oh, you know, they talk about how, Mario is developing this is the second quarterback that Mario has developed as a first round pick. Well, let's be honest with ourselves, okay? They can say what they want. They're going to say what they want. But let's look at the facts, shall we? Let's look at the facts. If you remember, let's go back. Let's hop into the DeLorean and go back. The reason why Cam Ward stayed in college and he did not go into the draft last year is because he wanted to raise his draft stock. Okay? And apparently he did. Okay? So again, I am so happy for that young man and what he worked and accomplished. But let's remember, Cam Ward wanted to improve his draft stock. And Basically, Miami wrote a check. Uh, hang on, Cuban, hang on. So basically, Miami wrote a check to Cam and say, hey, we're going to pay you to come play for us and we'll help you out. Oh, so Cam was just looking out for Cam. Cam was, again, trying to improve. Hey, it's Israel. I was just talking about you, buddy. But yeah, Cam was just doing what he thought was best for Cam, and he succeeded. He had a goal, he had a plan, and he succeeded. Now, if Mario, the head coach, now again, this is not Mario bashing. It's not Mario bashing. I'm not a fanboy of coaches. I support the U. I'm about the U, not coaches, not players. Okay, and you know, if Mario would have gave that young man a defense, oh my gosh. Okay, so here's my thing. Miami, if I looked at my hey, puppy dogs. If I did my research correctly, Miami has only had two other first round number one picks. That was in 87 with Testaverde and 91 with Russell Maryland. So that makes Cam the third number one first round number one pick, okay? And honestly, for the CCC to come out and give Mario all the praise and all the credit and all the wherefore art, whatever, in, saying he developed Cam into a number one, I'm calling bullshit. I'm sorry. Mario had nothing to do with it. Okay? Cam, God bless the young man, he covered up a lot of dysfunctionality that was with the 2024 Miami Hurricane football team from top to bottom. Okay? And again, this is not my opinion. You look at the facts. And of course, I am working on the material for the episode 21, Rise of the Fall. I am working on it. I'm working on it. And, think about it. I challenge you. You take Mr. Cam Ward away from this 2024 football team last season, what you got? You're not going to beat. You probably will not beat Virginia Tech, if not South Florida. Okay. You're not beating Cal. You're not beating Louisville. You might not beat Florida State. Okay. So what I'm getting at is, and you probably wouldn't have beat Florida. Okay. But anyway, what I'm saying is, it really kind of irks me that the CCC is going to sit here and oh shoot, it moved. They're going to use Cam's ability and what he did in order to justify. Okay, what did I say, Cuban? Okay, here's what I said. I said the CCC, I like what I came up with. I just came up with this, but I like it. The CCC is, get back up there. The CCC is going to spend Cam's draft pick in favor of Mario in order to justify the narrative and hoodwink the simple-minded in order to make $1 and a view. Hey, Studio One. Hey, Roo. Okay, so they're going to hoodwink the simple-minded in order to make $1 and a view and a like. But we, okay, but we, the EFP, and if I die on this hill, I will die on this hill. but we must stand on the truth in order to maintain the truth of reality. Okay? Think about it. You know, we, this last season, we are going to talk about it. When look, bro, I'm telling you, when I do that episode 21, Rise of the Fall, we're going to talk about it. And honestly, you know, you got the CCC sitting out there taking this, describe the truth. Okay, without Cam Ward, Miami probably wins 6 games. That's the truth. The fact of the matter is, I'm sitting there watching Miami versus Cal until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Miami was down, what was it, 31-10 at halftime against Cal? And Cam, through his God-given abilities and talents, brought that team back. Virginia Tech, he did it. Cal, he did it. Louisville, he did it. Hell, South Florida, he did it. If it wasn't for Cam, Florida would have raped our ass. Because, and I don't want to, we're going to get into this at a later date with the Rise of the Fall. But, the fact of the matter is, we saw consistencies from Florida all the way through. So the truth is that if it wasn't for Cam and all the work he had did since day one when he started his football career as a young child, okay, all that work he put in has paid off for him. That's all I'm saying. And for the CCC to come out and say that Mario had a hand in it, yeah, he had a hand in it. He helped out sign the check. Let's be honest with ourselves, okay? And again, if Mario is such a great quarterback developer, what's going to happen if Carson Beck gets on the field this season? What if Carson Beck succeeds? Is he going to take credit for that also, even though Carson Beck's been at Georgia? I'll pause and let you think about that. Okay? What if Carson Beck is not the same quarterback that everybody has seen him be because of his messed up arm? Is that going to be the excuse? Okay? Another question I have. If Mario is such a great quarterback developer, what the hell was Emory doing in the Pop-Tarts Bowl? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay? And again, I'm not Mario hating. I'm not anything but saying what I feel and what I see. This could have been Manny. This could have been Butch. This could have been Jimmy Johnson. This could have been Golden. I don't care who the coach is. Okay? You know, we don't know. And Hayru, you're absolutely right, Hayru. You're right. But again, since some of us were not able to watch the spring game and kind of get a feel for what's going on, not that the spring game counts for anything, okay? But, you know, if we see what's going on in the spring, see how things are moving, see how people look. And I will say this, in the highlights that I did watch, oh my gosh, do they look small. You know, I believe they had the play at the goal line, and I don't remember who the running back was. But anyway, they went in, but I'm like, it just didn't look right. It looked like this an orchestrated chaos, you know. And I don't know if it's the little padding on the helmets or whatever, but man, it was like watching a friggin' high school team. They look small, but again, it may have been the camera perspective. I don't know. But uh yeah, the for them to sit here and you know say that Mario had anything to do with Cam being developed into a number one draft pick, I think Cam had it already. Cam had it when he came to Miami. You know, I'm just saying. I I I just really don't believe. I believe with Cam coming to Miami, he was surrounded with a little bit better caliber of players. Okay, definitely not the offensive line. Well, maybe the offensive line was better, but the offensive line still sucked. Okay, and I'm real curious. Okay, I'm real curious to see if the tradition holds true in that Miami has not had an offensive lineman drafted in the NFL draft since what was it Isidore back in shit, what was that, 17, 18? Anyway, uh exactly, if he's a quarterback, why hasn't Mario ever recruited a high school quarterback? He has recruited, but how many have stayed? You know, don't get me started. Do not get me started on this this delusion that Mario is a great recruiter, because let's think about it. Since Mario's come to Miami, they recruit all these high rated, high rated recruiting classes, but how many end up transferring? You know? Oh, I'm just saying. Car. I like to know exactly what happened. I think somebody said, "Hey, we'll give you some more money." You know. Oh, but again, this is in no way, shape, or form. Whoopsie. This is in no way, shape, or form against Cam. Cam has worked his ass off since day one when he's been playing football, and he has been great. He has been given this God-given ability to do what he does, and I wish him all the success. I hope he does fantastic. I know the fine folks at the Tennessee Titan fan base, I know they're looking for the second coming of Steve McNair, which Steve McNair was a good quarterback. Oh, and hopefully that the Titans organization sets Cam up for success. Oh yeah, I'm outside, so it's like all natural. But yeah, it just kills me how, again, the CCC is taking this Cam Ward's draft last night as, you know it's indicative of the greatness of Mario, even though what has Mario done so far? And people will say, well, Miami went 10-3 last year. Miami had a 10-win season for the first time in X amount of years. Yeah. CCC is the Canes check cashers. The Canes check cashers. In other words, these cats in the social media, be it YouTube, X, whatever, that they're basically getting paid to spread the rainbows and sunshine and the smoke up your ass. These are the folks that say Miami had a top 10 defense last year. Okay? But again, the CCC are the ones, the Canes Kool-Aid. Yeah, exactly. And again, don't get me wrong. I'm always excited for Miami. I'm always, but when you see the reality, you see the proof in the pudding, and to sit there, because let's face it, the defense, oh my God. I've seen Pee Wee football teams with better defenses than Miami had last year. And to sit there and say that it was the defense that, no, come on now. So it is what it is. Uh, but like I said, I wanted to get on here and just give my 2 cents because I knew it was coming. When I saw that Cam went number one, I knew what they were gonna do. I knew what they were gonna do. Um, but it is what it is. They gonna do what they got to. They gonna do what they gonna do, and just strap in, folks, because we still got another 4 months, 3.5 months until football kicks off. So in that time, you're gonna hear about how great Mario is because of Cam, and you're gonna hear how the schedule is going to be easy. It's not going to be that difficult. Miami should be able to win 9, 10 games again and get into the playoffs and win the ACC based on the schedule. You know, it's going to be the same thing over and over again. You know, and that's fine. That's cool. It is what it is. But I'm still gonna give my opinion. Okay, and I am so happy for Cam for all the stuff he went through. He did good. I was so proud of him. And it's just a shame. It's just well, actually, it's probably not a shame for Cam because if he'd have came to Miami and tried to be developed, it wouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? But anyway, uh, exactly, Katie, exactly. Uh, oh yeah, I mean yeah, you're right, Hayru. We do have a tougher schedule on paper. Okay, no doubt, no doubt. But mark my words, you're going to start seeing some commentary coming up in the few months that'll talk. They'll have their schedule predictions, and they'll probably have some people saying Miami's going to win 9 or 10. I don't know. You know me, I don't care how many games you win or lose. Win the ACC. You know. Uh, does Mario take credit for Oregon players getting drafted? I don't know, Cuban, because I don't know the situation. I don't know if who is that? Abear? I don't or Thibodeau. I don't know. I don't know how long they have been there because honestly, I don't. I spend most of my time about Miami football. Anybody else, I really don't care. But uh, if he does, he does. He don't, he don't. That has nothing to do with the success of the Miami football program. All I know is since Mario has come to Miami as the head coach, he has lost at home to a Middle Tennessee State. Okay. He had probably one of the best quarterbacks in college football history. Okay. Still failed to make it to the ACC championship game. You know. Uh, you've got players leaving left and right. Okay, and don't give me this. I'm sorry. Don't tell me that you have to recruit better players than what you have. That justifies everybody leaving. You know, I mean, that may be, but let's take a step back in time, shall we? Okay. Oh, okay. So if Abear was there before Mario got there, and Mario only had 1 year with him, sound familiar? Well, then I would say, based on that information, Katie, I was like, no, Mario don't get credit for that. If you have to give credit to anybody for somebody else's work and everything, but talking about the talent and the people coming in, I mean, let's step back a few decades ago. You always had players coming in, always the best, and they all strive to be the best to be on the field. And nobody left. Now, of course, I know we're in the NIL deal, and it's just as easy as jumping in the transfer portal or whatever. It is what it is. But you know, I believe that the statements of people that you have to recruit better players than you already have, and people and players feel like their position stability is threatened because of whatever, then okay. But the fact of the matter is, the majority of Mario's recruits in his time at Miami have left. Okay. Oh, we're going to. Oh, we always do it, Cuban. We always do it. We always do it. Oh, that's all I'm saying. You know, it, I understand it's the age of the transfer portal, but if Mario is this master recruiter and has all these top ranked recruiting classes, why are the guys not staying? Okay, I find it hard to believe that has anything to do with because of the fact that you have better talent coming in. Okay, if you're if you're already, if you're like a sophomore or second year player and you got some freshman coming in, maybe you need to work harder to maintain your position, or maybe you didn't want the position to begin with. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. But again, I think it's just all part of, yeah, that's crazy, isn't it, Katie? It's crazy. It's just all about the CCC, coming up with this crap to fool people, okay? And then those of us who watch it and say, hold up, that's bullshit. Well, then we're idiots. We're morons. Uh, oh, I understand, studio. I know it's a different time, different age, different whatever, but you still got to play football. You still got 11 guys on offense, 11 guys on defense. The offense has got to score, and the defense has got to stop them. And it's still football. It's still the game of football fundamentally. You know, and I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. This NIL and transfer portal has basically become a crutch for coaches. You know, you have some coaches that are going to succeed regardless and don't really need the portal, but then you have some coaches who depend on the portal because obviously they cannot develop anybody. Mario has been with Miami for, this is what, his fourth season. What has he developed? Honestly, what has he developed? You know, um, because most of the players are here for a couple of years and they gone. They all go to SMU, and for some reason, the players that transferred out from Miami to SMU, the ones that were, the players that were basically labeled as talentless, okay, they weren't Miami guys. They really weren't that good, but yet they go to SMU, and SMU is sitting there in the ACC championship game. You know, and exactly, Heyru, exactly. Mario, I really believe that Mario has this I am the boss mentality. I am the micromanager. I am what I am. You know, and he doesn't need any. He don't want anybody rocking the boat. You know what I mean? And honestly, I'm real curious. I'm real curious to see what Shannon's offense looks like this year. You know, I still, I may be a little delirious because I've been up for ever, but I still would not be surprised if Beck takes a medical red shirt, okay, I would not be surprised if Beck takes a medical red shirt and comes back, has another year. But who knows? Cam is that good then because he convinced Mario to step aside? Hey, maybe, maybe. Oh, here we go. The puppy dogs are playing with the neighbors. Oh, who's to say that Cam didn't take things into his own hands on the field? In other words, Mario can say, "Hey, we're going to do this, do this, do this," but Cam gets on the field, who's going to stop it? Mario ain't going to run his ass out there and say, "No, don't do that." Okay. And again, you know, having with Beck being another transfer quarterback, I mean, that's fine and dandy, but what is, what kind of development is going on with Emery, Judd, Luke? Okay. We saw Emery in the Pop Tart Bowl. Now, I don't know if he was ready to play or what. I don't know, you know. But you have, probably some decent quarterbacks just need to be developed. But if you're going to just keep going into the transfer portal and buying a quarterback, why are you recruiting quarterbacks? You know what I mean? But it is what it is. But in my opinion, Mario cannot take any credit for Cam other than writing the check and getting him here. That's it. Because Cam would have done the same thing with any other team. Seriously, he would have. And just imagine if you will. Let's go into the lands of ifs and what ifs. Take a Cam Ward. Put him on the likes of Clemson. Put him on the likes of a Big Ten school with an offensive line, like in Ohio State, where he doesn't have to scramble. He has time to do what he's doing. Put him on a team that he doesn't have to run for his life. Because, again, if you go back through last season and you look at the highlights, okay, like they got that one highlight where I believe it was in the Pop Tarts Bowl, where he's just standing there for like, I don't know, a minute. No pass rush. Because, the offensive line was so great in protecting him. But if you look at the highlight, there was like 2 guys rushing, maybe 3. You know what I mean? So, and again, that's not taken away from Cam. But, man, if you just imagine if you gave Cam an offensive line that could protect him and he didn't have to run around, run for his life. Our O-line was better than... I don't know, Hayru. Our offensive line, again, I know they were young, they were developing, but, when you got Mr. Bell, that's 6'7", 3-something, and he was the junior college player of the year, and he looked slow. He was slow. For somebody that big, and since we have the greatest offensive line coach in Maribel, plus the greatest offensive mind in the history of college football in Mario Cristobal. Somebody should have taught that, helped develop that man, get him faster, do. But anyway, that is what it is. I'm not going to base my judgment of this year off of last year other than, we want to see some improvement. We want to see some solid offensive line play. And it is what it is. But anyway, yeah, like I said earlier, Israel from the bottom of the map, he put that video out yesterday. And of course, Hayru's doing some like Jerry Lewis marathon, telethon shows out there. I saw where Hayru and his gang, man, they sitting there talking they have a show on for like 12, 13 hours. I'm like, oh my gosh. What do you do? Pee in a bottle or something? I mean, how do you do that? But nah. Anyway. That's really all I got. Like I said, I am working on. I am getting all the information together. I know I've had forever and a day, but I am getting the stuff together for the Rise of the Fall episode 21. I know last year episode 20 was supposed to be the series finale, but thanks to Mario and his infinite wisdom, we get another year of it. So when I get that all together and come up with the date, I will let you know. It won't be that much longer. And we're just going to let it out. We're going to let all of our frustrations out. We'll let all of our thoughts and theories out. We will just give our opinion and what we think, you know? So, yeah, other than that, I will say that, the Mets have a 5-game lead in the NL East. That's all I'll say on that point. I think the Marlins are hanging around fourth. I think they're like 10 games out. I don't know. But anyway, hey, y'all know next weekend is the Miami Grand Prix. Katie, I'm sure you got your tickets. If you want to go hang out with the Mercedes guys, that's fine. That's fine. Do your thing. But yeah, we got the Miami Grand Prix next week. With all due respect to Cuban, I mean, Verstappen may do something if he stop crying about everything. Oh my gosh. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, look, y'all go enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Stay smart. Don't be stupid, because there's enough stupid people in the world. We don't need to add to the population. Okay? And just go out there and live your life. Don't worry about all this outside noise. Just go do what you want to do. And don't let the CCC influence you. We're going to be all right. Mom won't buy another Mercedes just to get Come to the good side. Come to the good side of Ferrari. If you can't afford a Mercedes, you ain't gonna be able to afford a Ferrari. But hey, it's cool. But anyway, no, I digress. But anyway, look, hey, it was good seeing everybody. Katie, Cuban, hey Rue. Look, y'all enjoy yourself. Let's enjoy $5,000 if you add to the population. Man, I done been through that. I did my time. I'm done. I'm done. All the kids are grown and gone, dude. But I could use that $5,000 though. But anyway, I digress, Cuban. I know what you're doing with this. But anyway, look, y'all just practice some discernment. Okay, there's going to be a lot of talk from a lot of people, and it's cool. But if you know the truth shall set you free. So with that being said, thank y'all again. It was good seeing y'all again. We will get together. Don't worry, we're going to get together. But peace, love, and soul, y'all. Let's go Canes. And we're going to catch y'all next time. Thank y'all. Bye.